Hey guys, welcome back. And today we're going to peel back the glittering facade of Hollywood and expose the rot underneath. I'm your host, Mad Mo, investigative sleuth who's not afraid to call it like it is. Today we're diving headfirst into one of Tinseltown's most bizarre and enduring sagas, Tom Cruise and Scientology. Buckle up because this is a hot take that's going to ruffle some feathers and maybe even get me audited by the church's goons. Watch out, y'all. Let's start with the man himself. Tom Cruise, the eternal action hero, the guy who defies gravity in Mission Impossible flicks and somehow still looks like he's 35 at age 63. I may say like maybe 45, but whatever. But rewind the tape. Tom wasn't always the poster boy for this sci fi cult dreamed up by L. Ron Hubbard. He joined Scientology around 1986, introduced by his first wife, Mimi Rogers. Back then, Tom was already on the rise. Think Risky Business in 83, Top Gun in 86. He was the fresh faced kid with that megawatt smile, charming his way to stardom. But oh boy, did Scientology change the game. At first, it seemed like a boost. Tom credits the church for helping him overcome dyslexia and fueling his relentless work ethic. He became their golden boy, studying intensively at their remote compounds, even getting that fancy Freedom Medal in 2004. His career exploded. Rain Man, A Few Good Men, the first Mission Impossible in 96. Coincidence? Or did Scientology's tech, their lingo for mind control mumbo jumbo, give him that edge? My hot take? It did, but at a massive cost. Scientology didn't just shape his career, it hijacked it, turning Tom into a walking PR disaster waiting to happen. Fast forward to the mid 2000s, the peak of Tom's Scientology zealotry. Remember 2005? The infamous Oprah couch jumping episode where he declared his love for Katie Holmes like a man possessed? That wasn't just puppy love, it was Scientology fueled mania. Then comes the Matt Lauer interview where he railed against psychiatry, calling it pseudoscience and basically outing himself as the church's attack dog. Hollywood cringed. Paramount Pictures, his longtime studio, dumped him. His approval ratings tanked. Insiders say Scientology almost torpedoed his entire career. My take? It did more than almost. It scarred it permanently. Without the Mission Impossible franchise as his lifeline, Tom might have faded into obscurity like other celebrity Scientologists who fizzled out. And let's talk relationships. Scientology's fingerprints are all over Tom's love life, and it's not pretty. Mimi Rogers, divorced in 1990, reportedly because she wasn't high enough in the church's bridge to total freedom. Nicole Kidman, they adopted kids, but Scientology allegedly drove a wedge, labeling her a suppressive person, their term for enemies. Tom disconnected her from their adoptive children after the split. Then Katie Holmes. That marriage screamed arranged. She bolted in 2012, citing fears for their daughter Suri, who's now estranged from Tom thanks to church policy. Hot take alert: Scientology isn't just a religion for Tom, it's a career killing cult that isolates him, turning him into a lonely action star who's more machine than man. Rumors even swirl about him being the church's number one victim, manipulated by leader David Miscavige. But Tom's story is just the tip of the iceberg. To really understand how Scientology warped his path, we got to hear from the escapees, former members who've blown the whistle on this billion-dollar behemoth. And folks, their tales are straight out of a horror movie. Take Leah Remini, the King of Queens star who defected in 2013 after 30 years inside. In her book Troublemaker and the A&E series Scientology and the Aftermath, she exposes the church's dark side: forced labor, physical abuse, and disconnection policies that rip families apart. Leah says she witnessed Tom abusing people in the cult and even experienced it herself on a small scale. She describes how celebrities like Tom get VIP treatment, private auditing sessions, custom compounds, while regular folks slave away at the Sea Org for pennies an hour. My hot take: Leah's bravery is the real heroism here. While Tom's doing death defying stunts on screen, she's risking her life to expose the real villains. Then there's Jenna Miscavige Hill, niece of church leader David Miscavige. She grew up in Scientology's clutches, joining the Sea Org as a kid and enduring child labor, isolation from her parents, and brutal punishments. In her interviews, Jenna paints a picture of a cult that brainwashes children, forcing them into signing billion-year contracts. Yes, billion with a B, and treating them like disposable drones. Other ex members echo this. Anonymous whistleblowers talk about escaping after years of teaching courses only to face harassment and smear campaigns. Reddit threads are filled with horror stories. Making $5 to $7 a week for full time work, discovering the church's homophobic views, and worse. And get this, recent whistleblowing points to class action lawsuits over crimes against kids, forever tainting Tom's legacy. Former Las Vegas Scientologists describe total life control, while survivors recount mental and physical torment. Hot take, these aren't just disgruntled exes, as the church spins it. They're survivors of a predatory organization that's more Ponzi scheme than path to enlightenment. Tom, as the face of it all, bears responsibility. He's not just complicit, he's the enabler keeping this machine running. Look, Tom's bounced back with blockbusters like Top Gun Maverick, carefully dodging Scientology talk to rehab his image. But in 2025, with lawsuits mounting and more defectors speaking out, his career is on borrowed time. My final hot take, Scientology didn't make Tom Cruise, it broke him. He's traded authenticity for alien audits, and history will remember him not as Ethan Hunt, but as the cult's cautionary tale. What do you think? Is Tom redeemable, or is he too far gone? Drop your takes in the comments. Smash that like button if you're Team Truth, and subscribe for more unfiltered exposés. Until next time, stay skeptical, folks. Peace out.